right. What's up? What's up? We are back. Distinguished Gents, the podcast, the video cast, the video show, whatever you want to call it. We are back like we never left. What's going on, good people? How y'all feeling out there today?
Oh my God.
What's up? What's up?
For sure, man. Look like y'all sipping something good tonight, man. What y'all got in y'all cups over there, man? Shoot, I'm over here drinking water. I ain't got nothing tonight.
Oh.
Shoot, Ralph got the. Ralph, what you sipping on over there, my brother?
I got some wine on deck, like always. Got my Trader Joe's wine on deck, and a can this time, baby. And a can, baby.
For sure. And we got some special guests tonight. We got Mr. Brian is back. What's up, Mr. Brian? How you feeling?
Man, what's up, man? Man, can't call it. Just another day, another dollar,
Already, ain't nothing changed but the weather. What's up? Also, we got some special, exclusive special guests tonight. We got Christian and Uche. Woo! In this thing. Listen, Uche, how y'all feeling? How y'all doing? How y'all living?
My dog just got into the shot.
This is it. So we got Miller is a participant, so
already. So we got Chris Uche and the dog. What's the dog name?
Miller.
Yeah.
Miller? Well, that's what's up. Peace to Miller for sure. So we in this thing
it's Miller
like loose shoestrings. So that's right. That's what's up. So Chris and Uche, how y'all doing? I'm so glad that you guys are on. It's just an honor and a pleasure that you guys are on. I'm just excited to see you guys, just to kind of talk about your business and talk about, how you guys started up and how you guys met and stuff like that. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell the world, tell the Distinguished Gents world about yourselves. Little bio.
Well, we are honored to be here. Thank you so much for inviting us. Definitely, we are excited about this podcast. I've been seeing y'all's growth, so thank you. Just a little background. We met on Twitter. When Twitter was private messaging, not the DM that young cats have now, and it was very, very random. Christian used to do these tweet pic tours, and she'd go downtown and take pictures. And I followed her for a bit, and that one day I said I was following her, and then we met up, and the rest is history.
So yeah.
That's what's up. So what you're trying to tell me is you slid in her DM.
Then it was an email. You have to put the name in the separate section. You got to write a whole paragraph and then click send. And I waited for a day, and then she responded. So it's not like now where it's like 140 characters. How you doing? Nah, this is like you have to write a whole how you? My name is Uche. I do this, and this. Nice to meet you. Contact me is this way. Later.
That's what's up. Yeah. For sure. A couple of shows ago, we was talking about that, about the computer love and stuff like that, and Ralph actually told me that he knew a few people that kind of met online and stuff like that. So shout out to you guys. That Twitter love, man, I love it.
Twitter love, oh, it's black love. Yeah,
that's right.
Remix.
So that's right. Computer love, man. I love it. Computer black love. I love to see it. So you guys are based out of San Antonio. You guys have a business out there. Kind of let us know a little bit about your business.
Yeah, we've been in San Antonio together for about 9 years now. We have a public relations firm called Echo PR. Originally, our business was called Bethany East Public Relations, and now we've rebranded a couple years ago to welcome a new genre of clients into our roster. So we've been doing corporate and contract with public relations for economic development organizations, as well as for municipal brands. So we work with a lot of government contracts for our years of service. And most recently, we've been opening up our roster to small business clients. So we were creating grand openings, launches of new brands or older brands, but smaller brands. And we've had a really good time here in San Antonio.
That's what's up. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to San Antonio. Let's go. That's where Ralph is as well. So, for sure. So Ralph, how did you hook up with Christian and Uche? How did y'all meet?
Oh man, how did we meet? Oh, it was at the when I was in a relationship. It was at couples. It was at a couples mixer, and that's where it was, right? Yeah. And so Uche walks in. I was like, "Who's this brother?" And then his wife walks in. I was like, "Okay, cool. They look like they dope." And then Muhammad Brielle was with us, and we all got in a circle and started collabing. And we're all like, "Oh, okay. These are people we can. Yeah, we click. That's what's up." You know, San Antonio, it's like night and day sometimes. You know, like, all right, today's night, tomorrow's day. So,
that is not necessarily true.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that event. I do remember there was moments where we did not have Raphael, and then there was all of a sudden moments where we couldn't get rid of Raphael. We wasn't really
I'm all right.
to get rid of him, but I'm just saying, like, there was moments where we didn't have him, and then boom, wow, he was here all the time. But Raphael kind of walked through and worked into our lives and into our the way in which we operate our business, as well as how we operate our friendships. Every time I start talking, he's going to come around.
Yeah.
So that's how we met Raphael, and now we've known each other for 6 or 7 years now, and we've been able to kind of he's watched how we've grown our business from just operating out of our live work unit. We used to have an apartment over our business. So we had a live work unit on the west side of San Antonio. Seeing us there, seeing us move into different spaces, coming and volunteering at events and things of the sort. So Raphael has kind of welcomed we've kind of welcomed him into our lives, and he's welcomed us into the things that he does. And so we're happy to give back a little bit in the podcast, because this is important.
For sure.
A lot of great feedback from our community, and our community definitely needs to hear some voices of some educated Black people. So I'm super excited that y'all doing this. But yeah, that's how we know Raphael.
For sure. Big shout out to you, Ralph, man, over there networking. Because I know I'm gonna tell you a little story. When he first moved out there, man, I'm not gonna lie, he hated San Antonio, man. I was like, dude, man, you just gotta meet the right people, man. You gotta network, man. He was like, man, this San Antonio ain't nothing like Houston. It ain't nothing like Seattle. It ain't nothing to do out here. It ain't no Black people out here. So I'm glad he found you guys. So are you guys originally from San Antonio, or did y'all kind of move out there, or what's the story on that?
So we're not originally from San Antonio, obviously. I hope that makes it very clear.
Obviously.
Okay. Well, Christian's from Detroit.
Okay, D-Town.
The Big D. I don't know what
sure.
Yeah.
Just the D.
And I'm from.
He's our residential Nigerian.
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
For sure.
I was down 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Uche went to school here in San Antonio. So showed me a little bit about the city when we met. So we met on Twitter. Folks think that we kind of met and I moved down here. No, I was already in San Antonio. That was a couple of months into San Antonio, and then we met. About 5 months into us meeting, we got married.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
Yeah, we're not from here, but we've made it our home for sure.
For sure. That's what's up. The story would have been better if if you could tell people like, she moved down here because of me, I got it like that. No,
people doing that? Are there women doing that still?
Yes, so. Hey, that charm. He probably put that charm on you. Like, you know what? I wasn't gonna really stay out here, but you kind of convinced me. So
you know what? I was about ready to move back to Detroit. I was tired of Detroit. so I was so tired of San Antonio. It's a weird city. It's a really weird city to be in. It's definitely a different type of environment in terms of being an entrepreneur and being a founder. And I see how people, when they get here and they live in bigger cities like Seattle, San Francisco, Chicago, Detroit, they get to San Antonio and they're just like, this is some crap. Like, there's not a mecca of Black people. There's not a gigantic, trending, space where you can experience art and music and food all in one space. And then the communication between the community is completely all here, there, and everywhere. So I was ready to move back. When I met him and I told him I was ready to move, he was just like, nah, that ain't it. That's not what you.
That ain't happening.
No. Okay. So that kind of brings me to a question for the whole panel. Would you uproot your life for somebody that you meet or somebody that you really like? So I'll start with you, Brian. Like, if you meet somebody, I'm just saying hypothetical, if your girl, maybe she move away and she like, you know what, I got a better opportunity, somewhere else, but I need you to come move with me. Would you do that? Are you open to that?
Yeah, open to it, definitely. You just, it's just on a certain scenario, you just gotta plan it right. Because sometimes you're not able to uproot right away. It may be somewhere if they go first, and then you got to figure out how you can you get your job out there, or can you get yourself situated out there as well, depending on how your work atmosphere is. That's a big thing, because it's a little bit easier to get out there, but if you can't get out there and be settled, then that's where you're going to be having an issue. It's trying to make sure your work is on track too. So that'd be mostly the main concern with me. Is like, all right, cool. If I'm on my own business, then cool. I can uproot anything. I'll give me a laptop and a phone. I can operate. We good.
For sure.
Some people don't get that luxury as well. So that's where that issue would come in. But I'm for it.
Okay. How about you, Ralph? You've been in San Antonio for a little while now, but you meet a young lady and she like, look, I got this business going on. I really like you. You like me. Hey, but I need to move to Milwaukee, you dig? And I want you to come with me because we vibing. Like, would you do that?
Well, with my circumstance, I can't. I got my daughter, so that's her first. And so she's going to come first before anybody. And I let that be known from the jump. So, the reason why I'm in San Antonio because of a relationship, a prior relationship. So I did make that jump already, but now it's like I kind of, I'm homestead here, so for a little while.
Okay.
But at the same time, you gotta make the best out of each thing. If y'all are a couple and y'all discuss it and really get in a real great communicational skill of balance, then I'm all for it. But hey, it's trial and error. Sometimes you gotta jump though.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta take that,
if she's worth it,
for sure.
If she's like that win of the win and that you can't get enough of, you gotta just go for it.
Okay. Can't wait for that call from Rihanna. I said, well, you can wait for that call from Rihanna to say, get on a flight now.
I know, right? Come to Barbados, right? Straight up. So Chris and Uche, when was it? What time or what took place that you knew? Okay, this is the one for me. Chris, you kind of looked at Uche. Hey, you know what? I moved down here. We out here. Like, you are the one. You are the one. Like, kind of tell us a little bit about when did you guys find out that from the Twitter, from emailing, from inboxing, from jumping in that DM or whatever you call it.
Then Twitter fingers.
When did you know?
Private messaging. What's called a PM.
It was a private
PM. A PM.
hey, Drake said the best. Twitter fingers.
Twitter fingers.
I'll tell you when it was. It was when, and this is going to reveal just a little bit, but Uche had a girlfriend prior to me. Like how, I don't know, he even seen another girl before me, but he did. And she called his phone well into our relationship. Mind you, we met and got married in 5 months. So well into our relationship was like 2 months in. And she called his phone and was trying to tell me that he was not my man. And I actually, and see, coming from Detroit, one thing we will not do is fight over a man.
That's true.
Detroit chick, and you'll ever know will fight for him. That's your man, then. So it's okay, bye. You know, it's over. That's where you want to go. And I remember looking at him and I'm like, listen, I'm about to do all of these things. Do you want to dead this or dead that? And he handed me the phone. And I kind of let her know, okay, he's yours if you can get here. And hear the address. And she never showed up. My man now.
So you hit her.
The conversation went a whole lot different. I'll tell you that.
Again, I'm from Detroit, and I was like from Detroit. Then. So this is my San Antonio Chris.
For sure.
The Detroit Chris had to evolve and grow. So I let
you see that $8, $7.
Yeah. She said, "What's the Addy?" She said, "Let me, get the Addy, and I'll pull up. You can pull up, whatever."
But that girl did some trifling things. Like she locked me up on my Facebook, like had a whole bunch of shit that I didn't even know. I guess because I logged in from my computer at some point, so it was a whole bunch of drama. It's like, girl, we done.
Shit happens.
It is, and it works out for him. The shit works itself out.
Oh yeah.
And so
Sure.
This is the longest relationship I've ever been in.
Likewise, yeah.
So it wasn't like we were out trying to get married and do all this kind of stuff. When we began our relationship, it was just fun. It was just, let's go see what's over there. Let's go see what's over there. Let's go see together. And it was just fun and it was comfortable. And I think that was really what made it work for us. What made it a reasonable decision for us to keep engaging with each other and keep learning from each other. And then when we launched the business, and it was out of necessity, but at the same time, something that we both wanted to do. We had a little hustle spirit in us. Between us, we had a big hustle spirit. So
that's what's up.
That we allowed. And
That's what's up. Okay.
That's what's up.
Hey, it's my black brother.
Let's see. Every night I have to fight for my love.
Can you imagine this girl from Detroit talking to this clearly, like she was Nigerian, like she was not about me, a black girl from a hood, because you can hear it in my voice, telling me that her man was my man now. Like she was not for it. She called me every name she wanted to call me. I just said, "Come on, meet me outside."
She said, "Meet me outside, man. I'm from Detroit. Let's go. Let's go." What's the Addy?
I'm a savage.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So that's amazing. So you guys met, 5 months later, you guys are married, and you pretty much started your business together, or how did that work? So once you guys got married, you started your business, or you kind of did that a little bit into your marriage?
It was our wedding anniversary to ourselves.
It was our gift.
Yeah, like we told ourselves that we want to own our own shit. We want to be in this rat race. We talked about the rat race a lot and just getting jobs, and we just could not see ourselves doing that anymore. So the opportunity was, there was no other marketing agency that was black owned in San Antonio. This is 8 years ago, so you can imagine just all white firms, one Hispanic firm, and no one was hiring black people. This is black person just we don't trust you, we don't know what you're on about, and we did what we had to do.
Yeah, when we launched off of a whim and a prayer, basically, and it was like we got married on a Tuesday, and we got our first contract on a Thursday, and we knew that was going to be something we wouldn't be able to look up from. So we kept our head down, pushed through the whole, for at least 4 years. We did not come up for air. We didn't take a vacation. We didn't take anything. We launched the business and we kept it moving the whole time. When we launched, again, it was out of necessity. We had been looking for positions in San Antonio. And I was hiring. I think I went on like 200 job interviews.
Oh, good Lord.
Brad, and he had gone on a couple of rounds of job interviews. And for that last job interview I had started even applying for positions well below my pay grade, well below my 6 years experience in contract management and procurement, and applied for what was it called?
Social media manager.
A social media manager position at a very top hotel in downtown San Antonio. And I took a contract with me instead of taking my resume. And Uche was just like, "This is a reach, girl, but okay, go right ahead."
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. We didn't have really nothing to lose. Like our cars had I had crashed Uche's car, and my car had gotten repossessed. It was just all kind of mess. So I got on the bus that day with a prayer and a contract, and I came home, and the gentleman that I had interviewed with, he was so receptive to me. By the time I got home, he had called, and so he had signed the contract. And so that's how we kicked off our first contract, our first client. And then we pushed and moved from there. And Uche was right, because I don't think he knew I was going to. He knew I was going to do that, but I don't think he knew.
I didn't know it was going to be successful. I honestly thought, crazy, she's lost her damn mind. I mean, what the heck? No, but at the same time, we had been applying for jobs. We had been sending out proposals. No one was returning our calls. Nobody was responding. I mean, we even named our company. Our previous name was Bethany Eats PR because we wanted to whitewash ourselves, so to speak.
Okay.
You know, when you hear Bethany Eats PR, you think of a good old white lady at the end of the line asking you to call or being on the helm. So it was kind of like out of desperation. And when she told me, I was like, "Hey, look,
ain't no turning back.
Ain't no turning back. You might as well. There's no other option. If you don't try one time, you're gonna keep trying something." And
yeah.
So.
Wow, that's an amazing story. It's just you kind of showed your persistence. I mean, straight up. I mean, through all the adversity, you guys kept on trucking it. And one thing you said, you hopped on that bus. You're like, "Look, I ain't got no car, but I see opportunity. I'm gonna go press for it. Hey, I'm gonna bring this contract. I'm not playing with them." You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that should be a lot of motivation to those that's listening out. I mean, if you get knocked off your score, you got to stand up. You got to stand tall. If you fall, you got to stand tall. You got to keep coming back for sure. So, big salute to you guys, because man, I know that it was difficult. Getting repoed and not having a car and stuff like that. Some people just laid down and just took the first little job, that's close to them. But that faith, you got to have faith. So big shout out to that for sure. So that's just, let that be a lesson for anybody that's trying to, get their business off the ground. Faith without work, it's dead. It is dead. You got to keep going. You got to keep growing. So for sure.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing.
So what was like the biggest challenge of because your growth has been amazing by far. I've seen it with my own eyes. For real. If y'all don't know these two, there's Raphael, why you talking to me today? I gotta go. I'm like, all right, cool. This ain't time to play around. I'll be coming in, I'll pop up. Nah, we working. I'm like, my bad. I'll just be upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just saying, what was the biggest thing that changed your business around, especially, being a black, beautiful couple, entrepreneurs? What was the one contract that just blew your mind where it changed the whole perception of where y'all at now?
Ooh, that's a hard question, because it was one that we failed immensely at, and that changed our business. We talk about that one a lot. And then there was one that was kind of successful because we made a whole lot of money. But the one that changed us to what happened was it was our first.
Can y'all say it one more time?
Brook City base. So San Antonio has the Air Force bases that are being reclaimed by the city. So early on, there was opportunities for international investment, and Uche and I have been like listening to conversations and where the money in the city is going, and we paid attention to this international investment facet that the city was looking to spend some time in, and we dove in completely. I mean, we started going to networking. We get the contract. The contract entitles us to some traveling because we need to sell some investment products or market investment products internationally, and a boat ahead. And the first trip we were supposed to take tonight was to Nigeria. And we had already paid for tickets, registration to conferences, networking. We had already like hotels, everything.
And it's for like maybe like 6 people.
Yeah. So it's no more than about $25,000 just to get ready to go, right? And we couldn't get none of the money back when you go ahead.
Wow.
The client had did all the paying, so it didn't really come out of our pocket. But we thought it was going to kill us. Like we thought for sure that our business was going to fall. Like we were going to fail everything. Like no one's ever going to trust us because we didn't wasted $25,000. And I am calling Nigeria. I'm calling everybody trying to what to do. And then finally, our contract manager calls us. And she goes, all right, let's talk about the next steps. And we're like, we're trying to get the money back. We don't know how we're going to get the money back. We're willing to sell everything that we own. She's like, no, the next trip. Like, they didn't even care. He's like, we're trying to fund something that's going to cost our fundraise for this project or this trip was going to be like $37 million. She literally looked at the phone. She said, why the hell would I care about $25,000? I'm trying to raise $37 million. Up nights. We had lost sleep, we had lost weight, we lost hair, we lost everything. Like we didn't know what we was gonna do. She literally in one failed conversation just said, oh, we don't care about that. We can do that. We can lose that over and over again. That's nothing. And then all we started thinking was how much our work was worth.
Yeah.
It told us a lot about whether we were selling ourselves too short, which we were. It taught us a lot about the value of the time that we put in and the value that we asked back. It taught us a lot about buying power. It taught us a lot about how we can identify where we sit in the terms of the businesses. We had a big imposter syndrome, and it kind of just cleared that away, letting us see that we had that kind of buying power.
Wow.
The trip wasn't really that big, and we got really successful at it, and then it kind of fizzled out when they lost interest internationally. But we still look back on that experience as something that definitely opened up our eyes into how much we can charge and how much value we bring to our clients. And it really did, it definitely set us on a trajectory to become one of San Antonio's biggest PR firms.
Wow, that's dope. See, you gotta have favor with you. See, that's all you need sometimes. You need the favor of God, man. Hey, I like that. He dropped the mic. See?
I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that happens. We get caught up in like certain details, and we get all like worked up, and God be like, man, look, just calm down. I got you. That
is nothing.
Hey. Franklin on y'all. Rain.
Hey, he rained them blessings upon y'all. He said 25,000. We ain't tripping off that. That's pocket.
That's 25 lives on a dresser. Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, gotta get paid. You dig? Come on, Ralph. Come on with it.
And like that.
Yeah.
But the year prior, that's how much we had made the whole year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's money we had gone home with for the whole year, $25,000 between two people. I remember when we finally made $100,000, which was that same year. We finally made $100,000. It's 3 years into owning the business, into doing very big contracts, but our profit margin was so low. We would make just like hundreds of dollars on a $20,000 project, and because we didn't feel like we could even ask for a right amount of money. We didn't feel like we didn't understand how to, or that we could ask. But yeah, it opened our eyes to a lot, and it was a blessing for sure that we could see it and watch it go. I mean, just evaporate into the lady from Nigeria, "Oh, well, you are not getting your money back." That's what she told me. I'm not saying, I need that money. She said, "No, you are not getting it." And that's
I need the money.
wow.
Oh man, that's crazy. But yeah, man. But you know, as long as you do right, and so that's another question. Do you feel like some black businesses we do sell ourselves too short? Like, and that's a question for the panel. Because we try to compare ourselves to the other businesses. And sometimes, some of the consumers will be like, oh, that's too expensive, or why they charging this much and stuff like that, and then, we feel like, oh, okay, we need to kind of scale back. But, these major companies are not scaling back. Do you feel like as black businesses, we kind of sell ourselves too short, or we feel that, okay, well, we shouldn't charge this much because, we got to help people out? How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, we do. I think as a people in general, we do, because we don't really know our real worth. When we start something, we get intimidated by it, or we don't think ourselves as much when we do it because, oh, it's just a side hustle. I can just do this. But that side hustle could become to your full hustle, and people don't try to take that initiative and jump right away, and I've seen it a lot, especially with our society and everything. It's just like, yeah, I do this, this for right now and be done with it. When in the position I'm in now, I took a jump. I was networking my butt off when I was at AT&T. Even when I networked into AT&T, and then, when I was at AT&T, I was networking in there because there's a place in San Antonio called the Quarry. And that's where all the wealth is. That's the old money in San Antonio. And that's business owners, attorneys, they got their own law firms, to just everything you think of just coming in. What up, Miller? And so it's just like, even in the position I'm in now, man, I took a jump. Like one of my clients came in, he's like, we just had a 3-hour conversation, and in the beginning, I was like, yo, if I can get this type salary, so I could prove my worth first before the blessings unfold, But it was something where, I didn't sell myself short still. I was just like, okay, how will this work? I'm just going to trust the process. But you got to be willing to jump. Like, you have to be willing to, like, put yourself out there, because as business people, they do that all the time. It's like, man, I'm good. What's the worst they could say? No. Okay.
That's true.
There's always going to be a yes in that no. And there's always going to be minor setbacks for major comebacks, And so, in the position I got now, man, they just kept blessing me with stuff, blessed to see how I worked with everything. And then, man, I'm about to be there for 3 years, and it's been blessings unfold. I'm learning a whole new craft, a whole new skill, a whole new mindset. I walk in Christian and Uche's office, like, what up, y'all? All right, I'm just going to send this email off. I'm chilling, it what it is, And then I'll be like, all right, I'm going back to work sometimes, But, I just think as a community, we do sell ourselves short because we don't know our true wealth as people. And we are the wealth. We are this foundation. So
exactly. Speak on it.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with him on that, though. Because even just, I can speak on it for myself. I do freelance graphic design, web design, and like mobile tech support. So I've been in those situations where I feel like, I don't know, maybe this price is a little bit too much, or I don't believe in myself that price was like early on. It was like, man, I'm really worth it, but I don't know if they're going to give it to me. So you may drop down the price, or you may be like, you know what, let me start low, when really you should be starting at where you feel like that is what you're worth right now. And then they say no, cool, because that means they were looking for a hookup, or that's not their range. But you can also have that opportunity to say, what is your price range you're looking for? Because that's what I started figuring out. Because if I can ask you what your price range is, then I can know what type of work I'm gonna do or what I can do, and this is what I can do for this amount. This is what I can do for this amount. So it's kind of like you said, we are selling ourselves short to a certain extent, but you also got to have that confidence to say, you know what, this is my price. If you're willing to get this work done, you're gonna pay that. There's no production, no nothing. I don't care if we know you for 20 plus years. You should be wanting to help fund me in my business as well. Me vice versa helping you. So we just having that confidence.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was kind of listening to a small business owner that was kind of talking about like the price, because sometimes, people complain, especially about the price in the Black community. They be like, you guys charge more, you guys are doing this, you guys are doing that. But sometimes, what they don't understand is, we don't have the same lenders as our white counterparts. It's harder for us to get the small business loans. It's harder for us to do this. We can't get mass production. So, yeah, sometimes we do have to, set a price that we feel that it's going to, help us out in the long run. But, at the end of the day, you have to make sure we got to set our standards high as well. You know what I'm saying? We selling the product, we got to, sell it at our rates, at competitive rates at the end of the day. Like I have a lot of friends that sell clothes, sell stuff like that. And they always tell me, hey, T, we can give you a hookup. Like, look, I don't want no hookup. I'm going to pay the full price. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw something in because, you're a Black man or Black woman, you're doing your thing. I want to make sure I help you out. So when you do blow up, you could be like, hey, you helped me when I was trying to get off the ground. So, I want to help you out, what you trying to do and stuff like that. And that's how it's got to be. We got to build this Black Wall Street again. I'm telling you. And it happened in the 20s. So, man, we got to get that back popping. We got to get to Black Wall Street. When me saying that, yesterday was, July 7th. I had the Buy Black, the Blackout Day. Did you guys participate at all in Blackout Day?
Well, we launched our In the Black campaign, and that is an opportunity that we've built for. So we participate in the realm of entrepreneurs. We have something to sell. In San Antonio, there has been a disproportionate amount of features, successful features on successful Black businesses and successful professionals as well. So we created a campaign to help thwart that and to help make sure that Black businesses can be found in San Antonio, and successful entrepreneurs and successful founders and successful professionals, because we do have them, can be spotlighted in the way that they deserve to be spotlighted. So our InTheBlackBiz.com campaign launched yesterday, and we've seen so much excitement around it. It's a movement that we are inviting corporations to come in and participate in as sponsors and partners to help create better features in the news media and to help control the narrative that is Black entrepreneurship and Black professionalism. And so we've gotten a lot of Black cohort members, so participants to join the campaign. And then we have a lot of interest in terms of sponsors and media partners to help promote it, so that this Buy Black doesn't have to just singularly be in one day. It can be something that goes and repeats itself over the course of time.
Exactly.
We've created this opportunity for Black entrepreneurs and for our corporate partners and friends. I spend a lot of money all day, every day. I'm a shopper. So I buy Black online and I hide the packages from Uche.
Sure.
But my favorite brands did some really cool stuff. A good friend of mine, Mia Ray, out of Detroit, she did some fun stuff with her Glamaholics brand, and we were able to Mo Morgan here in San Antonio. She's got some t-shirts, and so we were able to shop it up. But the goal is to make sure that we don't have to do this on single days, and it's to get rid of the excuse that I can't find a Black business. We are with our new campaign, we're actually putting large-scale advertorials in some of San Antonio's top mainstream publications. So we're not creating something new. We're not creating something that we have to remarket and reintroduce. We're creating something that coincide and get into the homes of every San Antonian, especially those persons with those household incomes, average household incomes of $275,000, because we need those consumers to know that they can use us and that we have success. We have great business. So we created
Sure.
we purchased
My
space.
thing is too is like I seen the work that y'all have done, and it's like beautiful work, right? And so, can you give us a story behind how y'all really put Jerk Shack on the map?
What's the Jerk Shack? What are you talking about?
Oh man, I don't know.
So, for audience members, the Jerk Shack is a Caribbean-inspired restaurant here in San Antonio, Texas. It was, well, not the first Caribbean restaurant, but it was the most talked about Caribbean restaurant so far. The Massey's Chef Nicola Black, she's the chef and owner. She came to us maybe a year and a half prior to the opening of the Jerk Shack. She talked to us to see what we were doing, and we actually started doing business with her. She's a local caterer. She was a local caterer then.
And they were doing meal prep.
And they were doing meal prep as well, and they were doing catering gigs with us. But their success was in the product directly. We were fortunate to really land them on an initial viral video, a video that did go viral, with a guy that has a show called Texas Eat. And he had 4 million views and a whole bunch of comments and everyone talking about it. And before the actual restaurant opened up. So on the day of the restaurant opening, we had 1,000 food.
Wow.
Which was crazy. Wow is a good way to look at it, but it was a stressful grand opening.
A bumper clock moment.
Yeah, not bumper clock. But it was to say the least fucked up because
You can say that?
yeah, but bumper class works. Bumper class. Yeah, it was real fucked up because they were new to their business. This is the first time we've ever had any kind of business blow up in this sort of way beyond our control. Like nothing was within our control. It was just a matter of people being there.
Well, I don't know about that. We got them on every news media circuit in San Antonio. We create great relationships between our clients and the press. That's the goal.
Yeah.
We expect it to be great relationships between our clients and the press. This was one of our first small business clients.
Yeah, it was our first.
Yeah. And we were expected to do some really fun and interesting media. We were expected to have the opening and the grand opening be a success. We were not expecting 1,000 people to show up or down the street, down the road. We were not expecting the bad reviews that followed the day after. We were not expecting to do a whole bunch of crisis management and make sure to get everybody back happy. And then, they have had, we can count more days in which they didn't sell, or we can't even count days they didn't sell out.
Yeah.
Like, even count. Like, they sold out almost every day for a year. And we've been open for 2 years now. So, we were able to have some really fun Jerk Shack. But again, it was a process where we had to discuss capacity and capabilities. That's something that's really big right now with as Black businesses see all this new support. It can threaten, it can hurt and help your business to see all of this support. So you get a great news article and lines is up and down the door. You can probably feed those people, but how are you going to respond to all of the reviews? How are you going to wake up and press to go back into that kitchen? So we have good clients. That's part of the formula, but at the same time, really testing and making sure there's a strategy for communication. There's a strategy to effectively communicate to your audiences and to your teams and to your consumers and to founders, because they had a very big amount of founders that helped them crowdfund. You mentioned earlier that Black businesses don't really have access to funding and financing. This was supreme for these two entrepreneurs who had a very nice entrepreneurial history before they launched the restaurant, but they still didn't have access to bank funding or bank financing. So they turned to the network, and their network was able to raise them more than $25,000 to help with the grand opening, to help with the opening of the restaurant, not just even the
Yeah.
Opening of the restaurant. And so that is that Black Wall Street effect that we need to definitely converse about more often, is to how we are interacting with our networks to make sure that we're covered on all sides.
For sure. Great, man. And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, yesterday in Houston, it was big. I seen even we made it to CNN. They talked about the blackout on CNN yesterday. A lot of the local news channels are covered out here in Houston. It was big. Yesterday I had to work, but I actually made it to Mickey's Cafe out here, soul food restaurant. I'm talking about the line was crazy all day. Every black-owned restaurant in Houston was popping yesterday, and big salute to Houston for coming out, showing out. I know some people that was kind of had like crazy faces because it was such an influx of business yesterday at all these restaurants. But I feel like as a city, we showed up, we showed out. I know at Mickey's Cafe they was running out of food. They didn't have no oxtails. They didn't have no baked chicken. I'm like, I really wanted some oxtails, but I still got my turkey wings. I still got my cornbread, my rice, all that. It was great. It was delicious. I was just glad I was a part of that. And like you were saying before, we need to make sure we do that consistently, and we need to make sure that we have those outlets that they kind of tell us where they are. Because sometimes you got to drive all across town trying to find a black-owned restaurants and stuff like that. So it's really big to promote that and keep that going. We can't just do it for one day. We got to keep it going because a lot of these businesses, they just, yesterday, I seen some of the ladies, they was just they looked tired. I'm not gonna lie. They're like, what else you want? What else you want? They looked mad, but because they don't usually get that business like that. But
I think what happened with the campaign, and we saw it all over the place. Consumers and buyers knew about it, but us business owners, if you're working in the kitchen and you own a restaurant, you're not scrolling hours and hours and hours a day unless your publicist or your marketing friends are calling you and saying, hey, this is happening and this is happening on these days. You need to be ready. A lot of the business owners really did not know what to expect. Yeah. And coverage in San Antonio about it. But I know that people all day were shopping and frequenting. So they were not prepared. They didn't say, all right, on this day, the 7th, I need to go order twice the amount of oxtails. They thought it was going to be a regular day. And it ended up being a blessing. Yes, it did. Yeah. Yes. When we have these campaigns that can stretch the capacity and the capabilities of our small businesses, and it can be detrimental.
Yeah. So that's true.
I'm really watching the news lately to see how businesses are talking about the additional businesses they receive.
And the actions they're taking to follow up with the businesses to sustain throughout the year.
Exactly. I feel at this point, and me, Ralph, and we was kind of talking about this on previous shows, that this is the best time for black businesses, to be honest with you, especially with all these big corporations. A lot of people, you see billionaires that never said anything about Black Lives, talk about Black Lives Matter. The company I work for had a big old manifesto talking about Black Lives and talk about Juneteenth. I'm like, whoa, I never heard y'all talk about this.
Never, ever.
Not never. At this point, it's that time. I believe, if you have a black business or any kind of business going on right now, we are the trending topic right now. I hate to say it like that, but we are. We are the hashtag. We're the trending topic. So we must capitalize on this moment. We must ask for what we want, because, like I say, they're talking all this good stuff, all this, Black Lives Matter, or we love black people now, kumbaya, and let's take a knee for the black people. All right, y'all taking all this knee, give us our reparations, give us our check, and shoot, give us our business, give us our 40 acres and a mule. Hey, what they say? Let's go. So I feel like all black businesses right now, I feel like they have to get ready. They have to stay ready and get ready, because it could be a renaissance. It could be a revolution, as far as black businesses thriving. Because I never seen anything like that yesterday. We always talk about buy black, but yesterday it was like crazy. A lot of these restaurants, they had like an hour and a half wait, 2 hours wait. Restaurants I went to.
It was biggity black. It was very biggity black.
Oh man, it was crazy. It was a beautiful thing, and I just don't want it to be a hashtag. I want it to be an ongoing thing. I don't just want it to be a trend for the moment. So, with that being said, it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you guys on here with this black business that you guys have, the PR firm. That's amazing. I can't wait to come meet you guys in person and kind of see what you guys got going on. Big shout out to you guys. Can you guys, last but not least, can you guys kind of give any advice to the young entrepreneurs, the young couples that's coming up on what they should do, if they're starting off and stuff like that?
The only advice I can give is if you're in business with your wife, listen to her.
Oh, that's great. That's really good.
That's the only advice I can give. And everything else read from a book.
You gotta step it up rapid.
Okay, women in business with their husbands, and we talk about this. I'm going to have to go ahead and say it. Uche has taught me a lot about being sweeter and being nicer in business. Because as women, we need to be bullish. We need to be out there and be bully about business. And so, I hate to tell women to sweeten up, but you definitely catch more bees with honey. Was that what it is? Okay, whatever it is.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But new business owners or small business owners, married in business, is just that. You got to be married and then in business. There's no business and then married. That's
For sure. And one last thing, with this quarantine going on, how you guys been holding up with the quarantine, with your business and everything? The relationship, is it getting stronger? You guys giving each other space? How's that with that quarantine? And I know it's been crazy the last few months. The world is in a frenzy. How you guys holding up?
We're holding up good.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely learning a lot from each other, about each other. Definitely understanding different things that we may not have understood. Me personally, I know I am.
Yeah.
but I think everyone should use this quarantine process. I call it a process because you don't know when it's going to end, but make the best use of your time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes some people's best use is to study. Some people is to relax and rest. Whatever works for you, really just understand what your goals are and keep it going.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's for sure. Time. I actually am enjoying quarantine. I am enjoying taking my time to watch and learn and listen, see what my network is doing, letting people, go forth, and then not really falling into the trends, just watching the trends. It's actually been really eye-opening. Again, working with Uche, we work together every day, all day, regardless. So being with each other 24/7 for quarantine is just like another day. And our home is pretty comfortable. So we've been taking it in stride and really, really enjoying watching how other people are learning about their spouses. Also, that's a little run-on joke that we have.
Yeah.
That's a true joke. There's a lot of going on right now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Christian and Uche, last but not least, kind of let us know about your business handle or your if you have a social media, kind of, tell us all the plugs you want to plug.
So definitely follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at ECUPR. It's EHCUPR.com. And you can reach us on our website as well, ECUPR.com. And feel free to connect with us. We always tell if you're Black in business or a student and you're in San Antonio, come by our office, say hi, drop by. We always love to bring happy.
Wear your mask.
Wear a mask, obviously.
For sure. Throw that on.
But definitely come by, speak to us. We have this running joke. Picking my brain fee is $150, but if you're a student, it's free.
Cool. I'm
a student of life. That's how I put it. So.
Exactly. I'm always going to be a student of the game. I don't care how old I get. I don't care if I don't attend any school. I'm a student of the game. I learn from everybody. I don't care if you're 5, and I don't care if you're 50. I'm gonna learn from you for sure. That's real talk. Real talk. Brian, a local resident of the show. What you got going on, man? You got anything you want to plug?
Man, I ain't got nothing to plug, Y'all can just go follow me at your favorite light skin _ your favorite light skin. Nah, I'm messing with you. Nah, I ain't got nothing to plug,
I feel like that's a dope ass name.
I was like, you know what? That's dope. I'm actually like, man, I thought I already followed you. I don't think that's your handle. I have to find it. So,
He's like, hey, hold on. He changed up on me real quick. Hold up. Nah, wait a minute.
Straight up. Yeah, shit, for sure.
Nah, I'm good, man. Another day, another dollar, just out here living.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you for coming back on, man. You're a local resident of the show, for sure.
Oh, Ralph, anytime, anytime. One call away.
Yes, sir. Ralph, what you got up, man? You got anything you want to plug, man? Anything going on?
Man, got G all month, so, and then, man, changing up operations at work due to more COVID and everything, so just, hanging in there like swimwear, got therapy appointments more often now.
Okay.
My mind, release it.
Yep. Black men do go to therapy.
Hey,
let them know.
.com, aka Ralph. So
okay, he got a new website coming up, guys. For sure. Big shout out to my man K. He couldn't be on the show today, man, but he's doing some big business out there, man, with his business, D1 Athletics. So big shout out to him. I seen some pictures, man. That thing gonna be clean. I'm ready to go.
Hey, I'm ready for the opening. He had some training sessions today, so he couldn't make it, you know. But hey, he's a black man that can, so you gotta get that bread. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
I like that. Black man that can.
Yeah, black man that can. Hey,
for sure. T-shirt alert. So big shout out to Kay and everything he's doing. He'll be on the next show, but keep doing your business, handling your business, and once again, subscribe. Distinguished Gents on YouTube. Follow us on our Instagram page, distinguished_Gents. Until next time, thank you guys again for coming on. Uche and Chris, I really appreciate you guys once again. Big shout out to them. Big round of applause.
Hey, distinguished black business right there. Distinguished black businesses.
Yeah, distinguished business. I love that. So until next time, thank you guys again. And next time, later. Peace.